Hello YouTube. In my last video I talked about my Herefords, and I mentioned that we were going to be closing on 30 acres. The wind's kind of windy today. I hope it's not affecting the video, but we are closing. Today is Saturday. We are supposed to close this coming Tuesday on this 30 acres right here. This is where it starts, and it goes straight out that way. You can't see the other end of it, but it goes down there to the road, down this way, and then comes back this way. Some of the endeavors that we've had with looking into buying, so like if you guys are looking to buy some property, I just thought maybe I'd give some heads ups, things you could make sure you get done, or things to look for. Because when we were pursuing this, I thought it was just going to be as simple as let's buy the ground, go to the bank, or agree on buying the ground with the seller, going to the bank and exchanging money, and you're done. But it's just not that. It's not that simple. So this is where we're at right now. This is considered the swampy area. This is the low area. So we've dug out these trenches here, or drains rather, and that helps drain this off. But the rest of it's really high, so it's good. So I actually just came down here and planted some pumpkins and cantaloupe. But that's something to look into, as your low areas and your high areas. So we're wanting to build a house over here, and there's some low areas there that I got to go address and look at and kind of figure out where we're going to build this house. What's the best place to put this house, because you don't want to put it in a low area. So when I first looked at this property, that wasn't a thought that crossed my mind. So I'm putting that out there for anyone that might be looking to buy something or is in the process of buying something. That's a heads up. Another thing is these roads. And I was warned by family members out here that said the roads are really bad, and the county is supposed to address that, but still the roads are pretty bad. And you can't see my truck, it's down there. I've got a really big four-wheel drive, and here's my tracks. I mean, I'm all over the road going back and forth just because I couldn't get good traction, and it's a four-wheel drive. So that's, if you've got a family and you've got cars, front-wheel drive car is going to have a hard time getting through this, because we just had a rain. Something else to think about. I had all these ideas I was going to tell you guys, and now I can't remember what they are. Power is another thing. It's going to cost us 15 grand just to get power over to our house, coming from way down that way. So that's something, if you guys are trying to allocate your funds and figure out what goes where, what can we afford, electricity, take that into consideration. A septic tank, or a septic system rather. If we get the tank, that's going to be $8,000. A lagoon's going to be about $4,000. Just things that you got to take into consideration. I'm actually, I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do on how I was going to run the paddocks and stuff like that out here, but I got a hold of a guy. I'm big on giving references. His name is Del Fink. I think I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. He's based out of Nebraska. He charges people a certain amount of money, and he's an organic farmer. Really long story short, he went from 7,000 acres down to 700 acres and started going organic on 700 acres. When he was doing the 7,000, he was doing it the conventional way. So he goes to farms now, and he tries to help people convert from the traditional way to an organic way. So he's coming out, and he's going to help me set this place up to streamline it so we can get into this and get going and start selling animals and raising animals and getting the paddocks going. So if you guys were interested and he goes all over the country. He's based out of Nebraska, but he goes everywhere. If you guys were interested in something like that, just send me a comment down below, and I can give you his number. But where was I going with that? I don't even remember. But this is the before this is before we start everything, and I wanted to get that captured because I'm excited about what it's going to look like after. Like I said, the property line runs out that way. This is old Milo stubs out here. And what we're going to do, I had looked into planting all kinds of different grasses out here to get it going, but I talked to the FSA office. Don't ask me what that stands for. It's farmers something. I can't remember, but they help farmers with agriculture. Excuse me, I just burped. So we had talked about, what can I plant out here? What can I get going? Because I want to get this going. Because the first season of grass, so if we were to plant now or within the next 30 days, the first batch of grass that comes in isn't going to be enough to sustain mob grazing. So we're going to give it till this time next year, and then we should be able to have enough grass on the ground to start doing mob grazing. And what we're going to do is we're just going to let the crabgrass come in and take root. Once that takes root, we're just going to let that do its thing instead of planting something out there. And that was what they referred me to do, was to plant, or not to plant, to let the crabgrass take root. And then a few years down the road, if I wanted to plant like a winter grass or something like that, that'd be okay. So yeah, one of the things I have to worry about and watch out for is potential weeds taking root over the crabgrass. So that's something I'll have to keep an eye on. They told me what I could do to fix that. I can't remember what it is, but if I see that start to happen, I'll reach back out to them. So again, I hope this can help somebody in some way, because this is all stuff I didn't know about, how to get the grass growing, and things to look out for, and yeah. But as you can see, this is a low area. This is a trench that we built here, or that we dug out. We did that over here too, and everything else, the ground just gradually starts going up. So this is going to be an area where I plan on planting a lot of pumpkins and squash and zucchini and all that kind of stuff for the pigs, so they can just come through here and eat. And I don't know how big I'm going to make it, but it'll be a pretty good size. And I'll probably have a little garden of something down here too. So some good references if you guys are interested in looking at pigs. They just go over this so well. Red Tool House. They're based out of the East Coast, I think, and they've got so many videos on winter grazing, mob grazing, castrating piglets, farrowing piglets. Red Tool House, awesome guy. The guy's name is Troy, and he just does amazing videos. Another good guy would be grazing. I think they're grazing. No, Baker's Green Acres. Baker's Green Acres. They're out of Michigan. Great videos. They helped me get started. And then obviously look up Joe Salatin. You can never go wrong with Joe Salatin. That's all I got. This is the second video I've ever made, so if it's really, really poor, which I'm sure it probably will be, please don't be too harsh on me. Yeah, God bless you guys. I hope everything's going well for you. See you next time.